Rose's slender fingers danced across the holographic console, her violet eyes reflecting the soft glow of 1,000 distant stars. The observation deck of the Galactic Council's monitoring station orbited the edge of the disputed territories, a region of space where forgotten civilizations left their ruins and their warnings. Another quiet shift, she murmured to herself, adjusting the long-range scanners for the third time that cycle. As a Valerian, her people were known for their patience and their exceptional sensory capabilities. The Council had assigned her here precisely because nothing ever happened in this sector. It was a posting for those who preferred solitude over the political chaos of the inner systems. Rose had heard the stories, of course. Every species in the known galaxy had them. Tales of the humans, a species so violent, so unpredictable, so impossible that they had become nothing more than cautionary myths told to young ones. The creatures who breathed poison, who evolved on a death world, who turned war into an art form and peace into a strategic weapon. But humans were extinct. Everyone knew that. The Great Silence had claimed them millennia ago, along with dozens of other species who had reached too far, too fast. Their home system was marked as a dead zone, quarantined by automated beacons that sang warnings in 100 languages. The scanner chirped. Rose glanced at it dismissively, expecting another asteroid or perhaps a derelict probe from the old Thanari Empire, but the signature made her breath catch in her throat. The ship was massive, not in the way of the Council's diplomatic vessels, which sprawled like small cities in space but with a compact density that suggested purpose. Armor, weapons. It moved through space with a predator's grace, and its energy signature was unlike anything in the current galactic database. Her hands trembled as she pulled up the analysis protocols. The computer worked for 30 seconds, an eternity in processing time, before displaying results that made her blood run cold. Impossible, she whispered. The ship's design matched fragmentary records from the Forbidden Archives. The energy signature corresponded to theoretical human fusion drives. And most damning of all, the hull bore marks in a script that databases identified with 87% certainty as English, one of the dead human languages. Rose's training took over. She initiated emergency protocols, sending a quantum-encrypted message to Council headquarters. Then she did something that protocol explicitly forbade. She opened a communication channel to the unknown vessel. Unidentified craft, this is Observation Station Theta 7 of the Galactic Council. You have entered restricted space. Identify yourself immediately. Silence stretched across the void. Rose counted her heartbeats 20, 30, 40 before her console crackled to life. The voice that emerged was deep, warm, and carried an accent she had only heard in historical reconstructions. Station Theta 7, this is the UNSC Wanderer, Captain Aliam Reeves commanding. We apologize for any intrusion. We've been away for a very long time. Rose's translator struggled with some of the words, but the meaning was clear enough. Her voice shook as she replied, UNSC, United Nations Space Command? You're claiming to be human? Not claiming, ma'am. We are human. I understand that might be difficult to process. Believe me, finding out that galactic civilization moved on without us has been equally jarring on our end. Rose's mind raced through the implications. If this was real, if humans had somehow survived, the entire galactic order would shift. The Council's carefully maintained peace had been built on the assumption that the most dangerous species in recorded history was safely extinct. Captain Reeves, she said carefully, human vessels were last detected over 3,000 years ago. Where have you been? There was a pause, and Rose could almost hear the smile in Eliam's voice when he replied, That's a long story, and I'd rather tell it face to face. Permission to approach your station? Just me and one crew member. We'll leave our weapons behind. Though I should warn you, we don't really need them to be dangerous. The last part should have sounded like a threat, but somehow it came across as a simple statement of fact. Rose checked her scanners again. The human ship had made no aggressive moves, but it held position with perfect precision, its engines generating power levels that suggested it could outrun anything in Council space. I need authorization from people who will either panic or try to capture us for study, Iliam interrupted gently. Look, Rose, you don't mind if I call you Rose? Your name's on your station ID broadcast. We've been monitoring council transmissions for the past 3 weeks trying to figure out how much has changed. We know about the Valerian reputation for fairness. We know you're assigned here because you prefer truth over politics. Rose felt a chill run down her spine. They had been watching, learning. 3 weeks and the council had never detected them. The legend spoke of human stealth capabilities, but she had assumed that was exaggeration. Apparently not. How do I know you're not a threat? She asked. You don't, Eliam replied honestly. But consider this, if we wanted to cause trouble, we wouldn't have announced ourselves. We've survived for 3 millennia by being smart, Rose. We're not here to conquer or destroy. We're here because we're tired of hiding. And because we thought maybe, just maybe, the galaxy might have matured enough to handle our return. Rose made a decision that would either make her a hero or get her court-martialed. Possibly both. Docking Bay 3. Come unarmed and alone, both of you. Any deviation and automated defenses will engage. Understood. Thank you, Rose. You're making history today. As the human ship adjusted course toward her station, Rose watched it move with a fluid grace that no council vessel could match. She thought about the legends, stories of humans who had tamed a world that should have killed them, who had turned their every disadvantage into strength, who had looked at an uncaring universe and decided to care anyway. She pulled up her personal logs and began recording. Whatever happened next, someone needed to document this moment. The day humanity stepped out of myth and back into reality. The day Rose learned that some legends never die. They simply wait for the right time to return.